Welcome, ladies and gents. We're going to be talking about Superman and Grace Randolph, sort of points on all of this. Not really massive ones, not really good. I'm just going to sit here and sort of debunk her, I guess, pretty easily, well, not easily. I can't really officially debunk it, but I can tell you what I've heard and what sort of pans itself out quite nicely, as per common sense as well. So before we dive into this, ladies and gents, check out the link in the description box to my second channel, Mistakes Reviews Live Archives. Very interesting conversations over there, very interesting topics. I'm streaming again, and I'm clipping the conversations I have with fellow creators and industry professionals into their own videos. So stuff which you've probably asked me to cover, but I haven't thought it beneficial to cover in this format. I'm covering in a more conversational, roundtable format. So check it out, linked in the description box. But let's go into this. So DC Scooper, Grace Randolph, calls Superman actor Henry Cavill's post, after Black Adam, he did the Instagram video hype. She's basically calling Henry Cavill a liar and says The Flash is his only upcoming film. It's not true. So I said at the time, prior to all of this happening, and so did Tom from Midnight's Edge, we both heard from our individual sources that he was basically being signed up to like a 4-picture deal. A 4-picture deal. So I've got to say, I count this as nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Thanks, printer, for ruining my video. So yeah, but let's take a look, right? So after Black Adam hit theaters and his cameo became known to the world, at least for the record, Henry Cavill posted an Instagram video saying he's back as the Man of Steel for real this time, and that there is more to come. In fact, he's much more to come. And he's also done an interview about it as well, saying how how hopeful he is, and he's looking forward to a joyful Superman moving forwards. So he's just calling him a complete liar. He then thanked the fans for their support and promised their patience will be rewarded. In light of this, there are reports that say the first solo Superman movie in a decade, Man of Steel 2, is finally in development, and additionally that Cavill is signed on for 5 more movies. Now, I heard it was a 4-picture deal. 5 more movies, yeah, maybe. 4 or 5, not that much of a difference between the two, is there? And that could be counting Black Adam as one of those 5, right? Because it's an appearance. However, of course, we now have the commentary from Grace. So, Grace Randolph, who's reported until now he was gone for good and is being replaced, is still skeptical. Now, this is someone who it actually came out pretty soon after his appearance was leaked that he wasn't going to be in anymore anyway. So, seemingly changing it quite a lot. Her opinion on this is flip-flopping quite a lot, and very, very, very much scrabbling as well. So her industry sources must be telling her a different story, because she said it's just hype, and never mind, it's just hype. But still very nice of Henry Cavill to do this for fans. That's not what I've heard at all. I completely reject this. So obviously someone chimed in and was like, didn't he just announce he's back and there are more things to come? I don't understand. Are you saying he is just referring to the cameo? And then Grace was like, yeah, Flash, he has no contract for anything else. Now, some people will probably be pointing... So, important to note for Grace Randolph anyway, was that James Gunn literally said she is full of shit. Just, she spouts shit, she talks shit, she doesn't know what she's talking about. So that's important. He's head of DC. Someone, who you've got to respect at least in that regard. Because she's come out and she has had a fair amount of bits and pieces wrong, about DC stuff. Now this one, a lot of people will be pointing to the fact that he left The Witcher, and that is a very, very key indicator that he has a lot of scheduling conflicts on his hands, right? A lot of scheduling conflicts on his hands. So he left The Witcher, the Netflix production, quit that. The season that he's shot already will go up, season 3, and then season 4, Liam Hemsworth takes over. But he's also doing Highlander as well. with one of the, I think it's Chad Stileski, one of the creators of the John Wick franchise. So he's on board for a fair few bits and pieces. But yeah, leaving The Witcher, a huge commitment. There's very clearly a reason why. And this will be one of it. Again, a contract. So, you know, she came out and was all about this and says, you know, I'm not going to ruin the Flash movie, which seems awesome, by the way. Which I heard it was terrible. You know, like well, not terrible. I heard actually like it was good, but there were terrible things in it. So, you know, I don't know where she gets seems awesome. Like it's good, but also bad. But there were some pretty glaring, terrible things in it. And she said, look, Michael Keaton is still the new Batman. The door is left open for Batfleck to return at some point, maybe. Still no Henry Cavill. And again, this is in March. And this is as of now. The movie is over a year away. Well, that's true, but they're doing reshoots anyway. So he'll appear, which will rewrite the film anyway, because Supergirl is left as the Superman in the universe at the end of the film, which obviously they don't want to do. You know, essentially, Cavill's Superman was going to be killed by Zod as a baby, and then Supergirl, Sasha, was going to be the Kryptonian of that universe moving forwards, but that's not the case at all. And there's also rumours and reports that, you know, Batfleck has been offered a new contract as well. But this, I just completely disagree. Completely disagree with a lot of this stuff. And, you know, a lot of her takes have not been that great. So, you know, we've got David Zaslav now. David Zaslav's in control. James Gunn, Peter Safran. And The Flash is undergoing reshoots. Batgirl was cancelled. I was right on that. So I just don't, you know, I don't really see, you know, I haven't heard this. I don't stand by what she's saying at all. I would go completely to the contrary, massively. So, you know, the delayed and troubled former picture is being rewritten. As Abdul Eloquent frequently reports, and plans are shifting. Cavill may only have one scheduled appearance left, but that is where he stands presently. That's not what I've heard. It's not something I've heard at all, and I just completely reject that. But, you know, we'll see. The proof's in the pudding with a lot of this stuff. And Grace Randolph's track record with this DC stuff hasn't been hugely great. I mean, she literally said, no, he's not coming back. And then he was back. And then he announced that he's going to be back for more stuff. And now she's like, no, he's not. It's like, I don't see it, mate. I don't see it at all. And this is coming from someone that doesn't like the Snyder films. I like Man of Steel, but I don't really care for the Snyder DC verse that was created. So, you know, if I'm chiming in and defending this, Jesus. Something's happening there, isn't there?